Hello, everybody. This is Tim Heaney from RotoWire, just coming in with, I guess, some marginally breaking news. It's been a couple minutes, need to set up, but one of the biggest dominoes in free agency, fantasy baseball, has fallen. Manny Machado signing not with the team we expected. Well, the market's kind of cooled a bit, but signing with the San Diego Padres. Now, they were one of the heavier suitors in the last week or two from many reports, and it's not like Manny Machado, like Bryce Harper and some of the other guys that are still left. The team is not going to really affect them that much, but it's a very interesting proposition here because Padres not really expected to compete in 2019. They're kind of still in a rebuilding phase, but Machado being just 26, there's a lot of excitement around this possibility here anyway for a team to commit to him this long. We haven't seen the initial details from the initial report from ESPN's Jeff Passan, but I would imagine it would be at least for somewhat big money, but it's an opportunity for Machado to kind of, center himself as a face of a franchise that actually has a lot of young talent moving forward. You have him joining Luis Urias, Fernando Tatis Jr., Francisco Mejia, and a pretty talented young outfield with Manny Margot, Hunter Renfroe, Franmil Reyes, and Franchi Cordero even. A lot of reasons to join a team like that if you're not getting big money from a competitor this year. And Machado, a little bit more of the, maybe caught some flack for what happened with his comments in the postseason interview that he didn't hustle every play. But anyway, enough about the reality stuff. The fantasy baseball stuff is what you're looking for, I guess. So this really doesn't change my valuation of him much as, say, a top 15 draft pick. Anywhere within maybe the back 9 of that is a pretty good place to take him. You're not going to get as many stolen bases as you will out of some other guys closer to the top half of the first round, like a Ronald Acuna or a Jose Ramirez or, even a Trey Turner if you're considering that. But, a guy who's stolen at least 14 bases in 2 of the last 4 seasons here. So just a real 4-category stud. I mean, the batting average from 2017 dipped to 259, but other than that, he hasn't dipped below 286 in the surrounding 3 seasons there. So just a steady, 4-category guy, 30 homer, 100 RBI, 80-plus runs. With the Padres, I would probably aim for the lower end of the runs scored total. But as long as he'll be in a position to drive in plenty of guys in the number 3 or number 4 hole, he'll be fine with RBIs. Petco Park, of course, is a big concern there. Not the best power boost for anybody, and I guess kind of maybe even a detractor in most setups here. But I don't think he's really that much of a I don't think he's that much of a park hindrance to begin with. He was, if you look at a lot of his MLB StatCast numbers, he was top 25 in barrels per plate appearance. That's a good metric of how often he hits the ball hard. His average home run distance. Hang on 1 second, guys. Taking longer to sort here. Machado is, top 20 in average home run. Hang on. Actually, that says something about Manny Machado. Yeah, he's a top 100 guy in average home run distance. I don't think the ballpark's going to hurt him as much because he can go the opposite way plenty well. The natural power has been there for all this time. I mean, Camden Yards certainly helped him, and you saw a little bit of a dip in the second half with the Dodgers, but I think that's even more so a midseason trade hindering you. So I'm not worried about it. I think he's one of those guys that kind of rises above park factors for me. So maybe the perspective that he's, he might be a little bit hindered for 2019 with this weaker team in a pitcher's friendly ballpark. That might be an incentive to buy him a little bit lower than expected because people might be scared off by his landing spot, but I wouldn't be for this year or beyond. I think Machado, say what you want about his attitude, but the batted ball metrics, the performance, it's all there. I think he's a safe top 15 player, despite the stolen bases being a little bit fluctuating year to year. The Padres, a young team like that, will probably run a lot, so he'll probably be given a green light as the face of the franchise to do whatever he wants with that. So, I'm not really changing much of my projection. Like I said, maybe the runs scored because that's the more teammate reliant stat dips a little bit, and I don't think he should be disappointed if he only drives in 90 runs. So I think that the atmosphere, environment dependent stats might take a little bit of a hit, but I'm not really that worried about this year. So top 15 for me, not really Not really worried. So, and a fun, it's probably an underrated development for his dynasty value as well, because if these young prospects come up and they start to really click, that's going to increase his environment in this batting order with much improvement to it. So, yeah, I think it's a surprising move, but I don't think it's the worst move for him. So I'll leave it at that. And you can check out more coverage on rotowire.com for all this. We have our player news feed that's going to go over everything that happened here. We'll probably have some podcasts talk about it soon. So yeah, Manny Machado, Padres, maybe ding him for runs and some RBIs, but I'm not really all that concerned about it. It's still a top 15 overall player for me. Thanks, guys. Let's hope Harper, Kimbrel, and others try to land soon so we can actually get onto spring training. And if you haven't tried us free yet, rotowire.com/free. You can try us free for 10 days. No credit card required. You can get most of our fantasy baseball draft kit. Drafts around the corner. Hope you'll check us out. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.